Hello traders and welcome to Technical Trader. Today I'll be talking about my trade setup and I'm looking to trade three stocks: Seagate Technology, Range Resources, and Skillz. This video is for educational purposes only. But before we begin, let's see how my trades have played out so far. I had 8 stocks in my previous videos for the month. 4 of them reached the first take profit. Those were Apple, Mag Silver Corp, Alibaba, and Skyworks Solutions. One of them, Mag Silver Corp, reached the take profit too, and it's standing higher as we speak. That's around, just let me open it, 1870. My second target was 1830. I still have a small position holding here. We'll see. I think the price could go to 20, eventually 22.50, but I would expect the price first to retrace somewhere at around 18. My stop loss is now moved higher at around this low, 1670, somewhere around this zone, which means even if the price pulls back into this channel, I already have cashed enough profit. But one of the stocks didn't execute at all. This was Hyzon Motors. Hyzon Motors was an interesting one. I had the position to enter a buy limit order at 730. The price never, it happened around here when we had this big white candle. So basically the next day was the red candle and it didn't execute, it didn't trigger my order to buy. Instead it pulled lower. So it's now standing at 539. I think the price will eventually bounce back, bounce higher. This is a high risk stock, so keep that in mind, but it has the potential to eventually go to this 940 zone. I'll keep an eye on this one and see whether if any other trade makes sense. The only trade that was stop loss, that executed my stop loss, was Western Union. This was a spectacular failure because just as I entered the order, it was around this zone, 21, I think it was 21.15 or something like that, 21.22, sorry. The very next day there was this huge red candle which immediately destroyed these 3 bullish candlesticks, which are usually either reversal or continuation pattern, which indicated the price could go higher. Instead, this was all wiped out in a single trading session, and the 3 trading sessions that followed, the last one last Friday, stopped me out at 1950. I think this stock also has a potential to move higher. This zone 2019 is a really strong support zone, so the price could bounce out. I think this was just poor luck, but yeah, what can you do? It's trading, it happens often. The last 2 stocks that remain are NEO and mTOR. Both are already entered. NEO is at 35.50. Currently NEO stands at around, just let me find it, at 38.88. So we're basically $3 in profit per share. I had my stop loss, my take profit, my first take profit was 41.20. That didn't trigger for like 30 cents. It was around here, but I think the stock would eventually pull back to this zone, 37.38, would bounce and then would move higher to 45, which is my second take profit. But we'll see, anything can happen. The price could easily return back to 35, which is why I will be moving my stop loss to 35.50 now to take me out at 0, although that doesn't necessarily have to be because I doubt the price could go lower, but just as a precaution, we'll see how this plays out in the future. And the second stock, which is entered position, small position, is entered at 25.50, and another is entered at 25. It's mTOR. This also was an interesting because I predicted it accurately that this would pull back to 25, so that's why I entered a small position here and then a small position here. The price moves higher to 26.53. Unfortunately, my first target was 27.50, so basically for $1 full dollar it didn't reach my take profit zone. It pulled back and now currently it tests this higher trend zone. So we'll see, usually the price should break, bounce here and move higher. It doesn't necessarily has to happen, which is why my stop loss is really tight. This one at $24. So this could easily be a hit because this is where the moving average 50 and 100 converge. These usually are strong support and resistance zones. In this case, a support zone. So I could be easily stopped out in the next few days. We'll see. If not, the price would bounce and go higher. And this makes it a gain of 20% for month of October. The goal is to be 100 or to double the account in 12 months. Anything can happen. So let's see the stocks, the 3 stocks that I'm planning, the last 3 stocks for month of October. And these are Seagate Technology Holdings. This is a leading supplier of hard disk drives for data storage to enterprises and consumers. And the stock is looking good. So the daily chart formed a descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern. And this happened the past 2 months. And just as I was expecting to see a breakout in the coming sessions, somewhere around 82, 83, the stock exploded last Friday and made this huge candle with a gap, and this is a bullish signal along with the wedge. So how would I trade a setup? First, I think I will wait for the price to pull back to somewhere around this zone of 83, and then I would enter, because usually if we see a gap, the price tries to fill out the gap in the coming sessions. So that's what I'm hoping to see here. And since this isn't a full white candle, like for example this one here, this looks more like a doji where the bulls and bears couldn't really decide where to go, so it kind of stopped here at 86, 87. So I'm expecting the price to pull back at least to 85, hopefully to 83. We'll see. If the price retraces to 83, I'll definitely put a small order there. If not, I'll likely make a market order somewhere in the range of 85, 85.50. We'll see. My stop loss in this position would be 76.50. This is around this zone, which is under the prices over here, between this low and this low. This is too wide for my taste if I enter at 85 specifically. So I would be looking to pull it higher as soon as first target profit will be reached, which my first target profit is 22.80. This is exactly this peak. We're targeting this peak to be tested again. My second target is 100. I don't have a third target because 100 is too much for this stock. Not that it can't go higher, but I think that would be enough for me. And as we go higher, we'll move the stop loss higher, but hopefully this will be reached first, then the stop loss. My second stock for this week is Range Resources Corporation. This is an exploration and production company that focuses entirely on its operations in Pennsylvania, and its natural gas production accounts for 70% of its entire production, so it's oil and natural gas. That is why the stock has the potential to break higher, mostly because natural gas prices are high, and the likelihood of them going even higher in the coming months is also high. So that's why we're looking at this stock. Also, we're having the daily chart showing it already had an impressive run starting from August, where it was 12.50, and it's now not almost, but it's more than double. And so we're looking at 25. The price has stalled at 25. However, we're seeing a bullish ascending triangle. What this means is the price is trying to break higher, but it keeps getting squeezed into this triangle, where eventually the price should move somewhere above 25. The only thing that bothers me for this stock is that in the monthly chart, the price is already far too extended from the moving average. This is really nice candles. I mean, we have 2 dojis, but last week had a full bullish candle, which is a good sign. And then we have the monthly candles, which are showing also extension from the moving average. But this shouldn't be a problem. Now we'll see why. My first entry point will be I'm waiting for the stock, the price to break over 25, so I won't be buying it here. But I'm waiting for daily chart to open, to have to see the price move above 25 and close above 25. In that case, I would want to enter either a market order at around 25.50, somewhere in this range, or I would have a limit buy order. We'll see how it plays in the next days. Logical stop loss here is 21.90, which is somewhere around the lower part of the triangle. But also this is this trade, I see this trade particularly is kind of a riskier one, because as I said, the weekly and monthly are too extended. This doesn't mean anything, it can go in further, but I personally don't like to see it extended as much, because this usually points out to either a reversal or at least a ranging price for continuous weeks, maybe sometimes even months. So I would be very eager to see this stop loss moved at 22.80, somewhere around this zone, as soon as the price moves higher and close about 25. That would make it easier, and it will be a smaller loss if we see it happen. My first take profit target is 27.50, which is the zone here, and my second target is 30. Similar to Seagate, I don't see this. I mean, the price, you don't never know, it could easily go to 20 and test this peak, but 30 is enough. 40 could be an option, but that's just pushing it with this stock, so I'll be happy. 27, 27.50, 30, that should be enough for me with this stock. And the third stock I'm keeping an eye on for this week and hoping to trade is Skillz. And this is a mobile game development company with a focus on social competition and multiplayer games, and it's often played for real money or virtual currency. The stock went below $10, which is one of the cheapest ways to buy it. If you wanted to buy the stock, was $8. We've seen that Cathie Wood and ARK scooped up a lot of stocks in the previous weeks. So not that they couldn't be wrong. I've seen that happen a lot of times with the ARK funds. So this doesn't mean anything, but if they're buying, probably they say it as a cheap price. And if you consider this a long-term investment, yeah, definitely $8 to $10 is a decent price to enter. But I'm looking this to play it in the short term. You close the position in 5, 10, maximum 20 days. I usually don't like holding it then longer. So this is how I would play this chart. We're seeing a descending channel where the price tried to move higher but failed. It just kept making low lows. Luckily, we saw the MACD making higher lows as the price made lower lows. This divergence usually points out the reversal. 2 divergences usually aren't that of a strong signal. I prefer to see 3 divergences, because that's usually a very strong reversal signal. But as I said, you never know what could happen. We're just trying to have the highest probability trade option. So this is a bullish pattern. We saw the price, we saw a bullish candlesticks pattern here, and the price moved higher. It eventually got stopped out at the 50 moving average, which acts as a strong support and resistance zone. So the price could pull back to 950. This could be a good point to enter, but usually I had my shares of premature entry orders, and they didn't always play out the way I wanted. So I usually want to see a confirmation. So I want to see the price break out the channel in the next days, maybe Monday, Tuesday. Then if the price breaks higher, close above this channel, this doesn't mean that the price will go higher. It can easily be a false breakout and pull back into the channel. But this is a relatively cheap way to get into this stock, so I'll probably enter either a limit buy order or a market buy order, hopefully somewhere around this price zone at 10.50, 10.60. My stop loss would be 7.40. This is way below this $8 price. It's a bit risky because it's too far from my entry point, but as soon as if the price enters and we see it move higher, I will definitely move it at around 820, which is a bit more conservative one below this low. And then my first take profit would be 1220, which is down around here. I'm trying to take out this peak. My second target would be 1330, $1 higher, and my third target in theory should be 15, but I will be expanding it to $70. Those will be my 3 targets. So hopefully we'll see it happen in the coming days, and we'll end up this month strong. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you find this video informative and useful, like, share, and subscribe. Starting next month, I'll be sharing changes to my positions like updated stop loss or entry points, so make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video and trading updates. Good luck, traders. See you in the next video.